Good morning, dear participant. Webinar will be started shortly. Please wait for a while. A very good morning to everyone. I am Sunil Kumar, Assistant Professor, New Expert First Grade College, Ramanagara. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to this one-day national level webinar organized by New Expert First Grade College. The galaxy of intellectuals, invited guests, teachers, and my dear students. It gives me immense warm and great pleasure to all of your presence. Thank you for joining us. The theme of this webinar is an impact of COVID-19 on Indian economy. COVID-19 pandemic that originated in China in December 2019 has spread across the globe within a short period of time. With the increase of COVID-19 cases and deaths worldwide, WHO declared virus outbreak pandemic in the second week of March 2020. During this pandemic, India has faces several problems to selling pressures, the Nifty decline, sharp rise in unemployment, stress on supply chain, decrease in government incomes, collapse of the tourism industry, and money market. Totally in this COVID-19 pandemic, we had come out through a lot of difficulties, both in profession and personal life. So to know more about Indian economy in this pandemic situation, stay tuned with us up to last minute of session. Now I would like to call Mr. Chandrasekhar, HOD, Department of Commerce, to speak few words about our institution. Over to Chandru, sir.
Good morning. Very good morning, everyone. Respected Principal, sir. Respected Vice Principal, sir. Honorable President of Professors Educational Trust. Honorable Chief Guest and dear teachers and my dear students. Myself, Chandrasekhar R, HOD, Department of Commerce at New Expert First Grade College, Ramnagar. Firstly, I would like to say thanks to you for giving me this opportunity, and it's my pleasure to address our college. So let me introduce you about New Expert Group of Institution. It has been established in 2017 with PUC Science, Commerce and BCom courses recognized by Government of Karnataka and affiliated to Bangalore University under Professors Educational Trust, which is started in 2016 by professors who are worked at reputed colleges at Bangalore. And the main object of the trust is to provide good qualitative and advanced education to the needy. As of now, today, the institution runs with above 600 students. With its achievements, every year we achieved a good amount of result and also admired by the university in top 5 list. We have given good facilities like infrastructure and other career building opportunities like regular conduction of seminars, workshop and FTP programs and visiting industries and other curricular activities. We have respected by multinational companies for the placement to those who complete UG course in our college. And for your kind information, from current academic year, we have started evening college for UG courses BA and BCom affiliated to the Bangalore University. So it may be useful for the several for their professional growth and other career opportunities. And at the end, I wish everyone to enjoy the rest of the session. So thank you one and all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. By listening your words, I felt our institution has been started in the year 2017, but within the 3 years of span, it's in growth path. Its growth has always run parallel to the need and the demand of people, and providing quality education at affordable cost has been its objective. I am pleased to be a part of this institution. Now I would like to request Mr. Arun Kumar sir, HOD Department of Kannada, to deliver the welcome address. Over to Arun sir.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್. ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಬೆಳಗಿನ ಶುಭೋದಯಗಳನ್ನ ಕೋರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ನ್ಯೂ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಥಮ ದರ್ಜೆ ಕಾಲೇಜು ರಾಮನಗರ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ಆಯೋಜಿಸತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಒಂದು ದಿನದ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ವಿಚಾರ ಸಂಕಿರಣದ ಈ ವೆಬಿನಾರ್ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನ್ಯೂ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಥಮ ದರ್ಜೆ ಕಾಲೇಜು ಹಾಗೂ ಆಡಳಿತ ಮಂಡಳಿಯಿಂದ ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನ ಬಯಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಆತ್ಮೀಯರೇ, ನ್ಯೂ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಥಮ ದರ್ಜೆ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ಆಯೋಜಿಸಿರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ COVID-19 ಆನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಎಕನಾಮಿ ಎಂಬ ವಿಷಯದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ವೆಬಿನಾರ್ ನಡೆಸಲಾಗುತ್ತಿದ್ದು ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ವಿಚಾರ ಸಂಕಿರಣ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷತೆಯನ್ನ ವಹಿಸಿಕೊಂಡಿರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ನ ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾಗಿರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಮಹೇಶ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ತುಂಬು ಹೃದಯದ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಮತ್ತು ಆಡಳಿತ ಮಂಡಳಿಯ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಬಯಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ರೂವಾರಿಗಳು ಹಾಗೂ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರೋತ್ಸಾಹ ನೀಡಿ ಈ ವೆಬಿನಾರ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಹಕಾರವನ್ನು ನೀಡಿದಂತಹ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯ ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತ ಪ್ರಾಚಾರ್ಯರು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ DR ರವಿಕುಮಾರ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರು, ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೀತಿಪೂರ್ವಕವಾದಂತಹ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನ ಬಯಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ನ ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತ ಖಜಾಂಚಿಗಳು ಹಾಗೂ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಉಪಪ್ರಾಚಾರ್ಯರಾಗಿರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಕಿರಣ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ತುಂಬು ಹೃದಯದ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನ ಬಯಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಈ ವೆಬಿನಾರ್ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಬಿಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯ ನೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಗುರುಗಳು ಸ್ವಾಮಿನಾಥ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರು ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ COVID-19 ಆನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಎಕನಾಮಿ ಎಂಬ ವಿಷಯವಾಗಿ ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಈ ಒಂದು ದಿನದ ವಿಚಾರ ಸಂಕಿರಣವನ್ನ ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತು ವಿಷಯ ನಿರೂಪಣೆಯನ್ನ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಮಿಸಿರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಪ್ರಥಮ ದರ್ಜೆ ಕಾಲೇಜು ಕೆಂಗೇರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿನ ಪ್ರಾಧ್ಯಾಪಕರಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಸ್ವಾಮಿನಾಥ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರು ಸಹ ನಮ್ಮೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಪ್ರೀತಿಪೂರ್ವಕವಾದಂತಹ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನ ಬಯಸ್ತೀನಿ ಸರ್. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ನ್ಯೂ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಥಮ ದರ್ಜೆ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ HOD ಆಗಿರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಚಂದ್ರಶೇಖರ್ ಸರ್ ಹಾಗೂ ವೆಬಿನಾರ್ ನ ಕನ್ವೀನರ್ ಆಗಿರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಸುನಿಲ್ ಸರ್ ಹಾಗೂ ತಾಂತ್ರಿಕ ಸಹಾಯಕರಾಗಿ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಶಿವಕುಮಾರ್ ಸರ್ ಹಾಗೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಈ ವೆಬಿನಾರ್ಗೆ ಸಹಕಾರ ನೀಡುತ್ತಾ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೋಧಕ ಹಾಗೂ ಬೋಧಕೇತರ ವರ್ಗದವರಿಗೂ ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತ ಸದಸ್ಯರಿಗೂ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನ ಬಯಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಈ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನ ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶವನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟಂತಹ ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಹೃದಯ ತುಂಬಿದ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನ ಅರ್ಪಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ಸರ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್. ಸುನೀಲ್ ಸರ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
Thank you, Arun sir. I welcome you to the today's session. Let's start the day with the prayer song. The function of prayer is not to influence God, but rather to change the nature of the one who prays. Now I like to call Netravati, student of final year BCom, to pray for us. Over to Netravati.
Yes, sir. गणनायकाय गणदैवताय गणाध्यक्षाय धीमहि गुणशरीराय गुणमण्डिताय गुणेशानाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय बालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय बालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि गानचतुराय गानप्राणाय गानान्तरात्मने गानोत्सुकाय गानमत्साय गानोत्सुकमनसे गुरुपूजिताय गुरुदैवताय गुरुकुलस्थायिने गुरुविक्रमाय व्यूहप्रवराय गुरुवे गुणगुरुवे गुरुदैक्यघनक्षेत्रे गुरुधर्मसदाराध्याय गुरुपुत्र परित्रागे गुरुपाखण्डकण्डकाय गीतसाराय गीततत्त्वाय गीतगोत्राय धीमहि मूढगुल्फाय खण्डभद्राय भोजयप्रदान धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय बालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि. Thank you.
Thank you, Netravati, for making a peaceful environment with such a melodious song. We feel blessed. Now I would like to call Ms. Arshia Banu, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, to address our resource person. Over to Arshia, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. A warm morning to everyone. Thank you, everyone, for being this morning. Respected Principal, sir, Vice Principal, sir, President, my dear colleagues, participants, and my dear students. A warm morning to everyone. Myself, Arshia Banu, Assistant Professor in Department of Commerce, New Export First Grade College, Ramnagar. Today is one-day national level webinar on effect of COVID-19 on Indian economy, organized by Department of Commerce and Management of New Export First Grade College. It gives me an immense pleasure to introduce and welcome today's resource person, Mr.Swaminath S. Once again, I heartily welcome you, sir. Sir, currently working as Assistant Professor at Government First Grade College, Kengeri. Sir has total working experience of 15 years in different sectors such as education and industrial sector. He worked as Customer Care Executive in Reliance Communication Limited and Finance and Accounts Executive in IBM. Sir worked as lecturer in Department of Commerce and Management in different institutions. Few among them are Mount Carmel College, RC College, SGRC College, Sheshadripuram College, Gyanabharati and Central College campus. Sir completed MCom from Bangalore University in the year 2011. Sir also did post-graduation diploma in business analytics, post-graduation diploma in marketing, and post-graduation diploma in financial management from Karnataka State Open University. Sir is currently pursuing MBA and PhD part-time in Bangalore University on the topic adaptability and accessibility of multifarious e-payment channels and its impact on unorganized sector in Bangalore University. Sir cleared NET, KCET and JRF in the year 2011. Sir received Best Paper Awards for research on different papers. Two among them are Current Account Deficit, Corrective Measures and Strategies, Risk and Return Analysis of Gold and Stock Market Sensex. Sir also received Manobhai Gold Medal Award in the year 2015 from Gold Medal at Indian Commerce Association, Jharkhand. Sir have a YouTube channel, Complex to Easy. It's all about commerce, and also have commerce education website. So it's all about study material. Sir delivered his special lecture on different topics. Few among them are personality development, banking and financial management, corporate financial reporting, derivatives and advanced financial management, etc. Sir, serving as an academic section of Department of Collegiate Education, Government of Karnataka as subject expert in commerce, learning management system and e-content development. an initiative by Higher Education Ministry, Government of Karnataka for all government first grade colleges. Sir also serving as subject expert in Board of Studies, Bangalore University. Sir has totally 8 ISBN publication and 8 ISSN publication in research area. Sir also conducted a cycle jata from Bangalore to Bandipur National Park with the theme Save Fuel, Save Wildlife and Save Nature. There is a saying that there is no stop for learning and Sir has proved it. Last but not the least, I'm very happy and proud that I am a student of Swaminath sir. I learned so many things from you, sir. Your achievement really motivated me and so many. Thank you so much, sir. I wish everyone to enjoy the rest of the session. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for the golden opportunity.
Thank you, Arshia ma'am. I'm proud to say I'm a student of Swaminathan sir. We need to learn lot of things from you, sir. I know all are waiting for your session, sir. Without wasting time, I will be handing over the session to you, sir. It's a great honor to welcome our resource person, Swaminathan sir. Over to Swaminathan sir.
Okay. Good morning to one and all present here. I would like to thank New Expert First Grade College principal and my students who are working over here. Apart from that, to other distinguished faculties who are working hard for the purpose of establishing something new or something amazing to students so that they can explore their career in a different way. The topic is very apt for the day because it's more of like COVID-19 where everyone are discussing. But till then, so I have to just appreciate College Authority, just like, they did entire thing as we have seen in offline function, starting from introduction to prayer and all, everything is going online now. They are maintaining the same tradition, which is really good. That most of the time what we do is like, whenever we get into online webinar, we straight away jump into topic. But instead here, they have followed a tradition, which is really nice. And very happy to see my students over here who are pursuing their career to a greater extent. So thanks to all the faculty members, thanks to New Expert College for a wonderful opportunity. Now, before getting into the topic, so I just want you to, make things very clear to all the participants that it's not considered to be of one-way communication. It's more of like a deliberation where you people have to talk. You people also have to, share your opinions. In the meantime, I'll try my level best to give an extra edge. I can say like, an add-on package with whatever you have listened or whatever you have studied till now with reference to COVID-19. Because most of the time what happens, the same topic has been taken by different colleges in different perspectives, but most of them will touch only on the impact of COVID-19 on Indian economy, that's all. But I'm trying to give you a certain perspective where you have to analyze how exactly a model which will gonna fit in here and which will gonna help us to understand how exactly COVID-19 helped us. No doubt, everyone got a huge amount of problems because of COVID-19, but there are chances and there are opportunities which have been grabbed by so many people and they have established a good amount of business. So whatever happened is happened. Only thing is now we have to get into something called a positive note where we try to encash the opportunities by converting challenges into opportunities. So hope all of you will gonna respond to questions whatever arise. In case if you find any kind of a doubt, please do note down. I'll try my level best to clear it off, or else we're gonna have a discussion at that point of time. If anybody else wants to say something, even if you are teaching is also fine, because it's more of like learning where everyone will start learning. Okay, so with that note, so let me start. If my voice is not clear or if the video is not coming, please do let me know so that I can correct it as early as possible. I'll just share the screen. Is the PPT is like visible? First slide. Yeah, visible? No? Just check. Is it visible now? Okay, I'll just check. Now, is it visible? Yeah? There is one blank slide. Okay, done. It is visible? Fine. Okay. Before 2019, I guess, so there were some interesting statements which I just wanted to post it here so that you people will going to try and understand what exactly it is. These are the interesting statements that we can see. I think, is it visible? Yeah. So these statements were somewhat like, looks like fantasy now, but earlier these statements were made by so many people who are called as like economists, or considered to be like people who are working at higher positions in government or higher positions in financial institutions. So few of them have mentioned here because these statements will make us to understand that we were in so and so position just because of this issue, which we call COVID-19, have made the country or made the entire world to suffer. What exactly those situations are? So let us understand. So everyone knows that India is one of the fastest growing economy. One of the fastest growing economy. Why? Because as of now, if you just see, China has just got the first rank in terms of fastest growing economy. We were in first rank during 2014 to 16. So we were growing at the rate of 8 to 9%. But later onwards, we just got dropped to almost 6 to 5%. Okay. So we were, in a position of growing to a maximum extent in terms of double digits, but quite often, like, there are certain uncertainties which arise wherein which we couldn't be in a position to achieve that. But still, we call India as one of the fastest growing, largest economy in the world. Why we call it as largest economy? Just because we have a huge population who are working more of, then favorable demographics. In case if you just take Bangalore, Bangalore is considered to be a city where even if you wanted to introduce any product, so any single product for that matter you can introduce, those products will gonna have some other kind of demand and supply. What exactly demand and supply? I'll tell you now. If you are having a startup, if you wanted to establish in example like Belgavi or considered to be Dharwad or Davangere, the chances of winning or losing is quite like it's not predictable. It's unpredictable. But in case of Bangalore, due to enormous amount of population from different I can say cities and favorable demographics, we are having a platform where even if you wanted to introduce a new product, you will get to know soon that whether the product will be succeeded or whether the product will be flopped. So that's more of like favorable demographics, which works on a particular concept. And high catch-up potential. Yes, believe it or not, middle income group people are growing to a maximum extent now that they are catching up things and we are just developing to a larger extent. This is the first point, which is considered to be like easy to understand. But the second one is really good. We were about to beat United Kingdom in terms of largest economy rankings. Because, if you just see, the largest economy is considered to be of in the world is USA. And next is considered to be of China. Those two are considered to be big, in terms of like, largest economies. But in case of India, so we were not in that position earlier, but over a period of like, I can say 5 to 10 years, we are witnessing a huge impact on our Indian economy, which is growing at a maximum speed. World Economic Outlook, a report which is published by International Monetary Fund also says that so the country will grow at a rate of 7.5% in the year 19 and 20, so which is very much important. And even in case of like a report which says that India's economy is poised to pick up in 2019. Why they are saying like this? It is just because we are completely dependent on something called imports, import of oil and import of gold, where a maximum amount of share goes to that. Due to crisis which are happening in United Arab Emirates or tensions or talks happening between America and other Gulf nations, because of that the rate with reference to oil were drastically reduced. So when the rates of oil reduces, automatically it's a positive note for India because India imports more, correct? So if that is the case, the oil prices are goes down, so automatically the import will also will reduce. That will lead to a very good amount of fiscal measure, or fiscal deficit will reduce, I can say. And the final point, which is very important, is as per Central Statistics Office, so they estimated that we grow at a rate of 7.2%. Now, all these statements are quite interesting. Why? Because these statements were made by so many economists, so many chief officers of so and so government. But the thing is, do you think like all these statements, whatever they have made, do you think like all these statements are considered to be like working out now? Because they have expected that these things will going to happen in the year 2019 and 20. Now I'm asking you whether it easy for us to identify or to check whether these statements are considered to be true or not. If that is the case, if we are working out like that, then we have a model which talks about something called VUCA. Now I want all of you to have to guess what exactly V and what exactly U, what exactly C and A are, because this is considered to be a different perspective of seeing things with reference to COVID-19. Hope the screen is visible to all of you. Is it visible? Okay. Just a moment. So I think you have to guess me now, like what exactly these are. So I have a picture now in front of you. Can somebody please do guess what exactly it is? What exactly V? The word starts with V. It's a letter. So V is a letter. From that there will be a word. So can somebody please guess what exactly it is? Any wrong word is also fine. Even if you guess wrong, no problem, no punishments. Please don't worry about it. So only thing is, I just wanted to interact so that things will be easy for you to understand. Virtual, okay, fine. Apart from that, anything else? Okay, so keep guessing. I'll go for the next one. Next one starts with U. Next one starts with U. So anything, because I have already uttered this word while having a conversation with you. I already told you this. So there is one word starts with, the letter is U. United. Okay. There is one more, starts with C. United, Union, Universe. Okay, fine, we'll take that. Apart from that, so there is one more, starts with C. Keep guessing. Commission. Okay. Community, Central. Fine. And the final one starts with A. Final one starts with A. Association. Okay. Any other? Fine. So I'll only tell you what exactly it is. Accounting, according. Okay, fine. So there are so many good words, but right now whatever I'm trying to say, it might looks completely new for so many people, because there is a model, and that model is called as VUCA. It is called VUCA. So what exactly that model is, how exactly it has an impact with reference to Indian economy. And believe me, one of the letter talks about something which is closely related with COVID-19. So that's what I'm trying to say today. So it is volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. So these are the 4 words which we call as VUCA model. Talks about everything where we are operating now. If you think like, yes, so I don't have any kind of a problem, you cannot say so, because most of us will gonna have different sorts of problems. In a similar way, if in a business, if you say so, like I don't have competitors, no, it's not possible. Unless and until you have something very unique product, you cannot have, a position where without any competitors. You must have to have competitors. You cannot say like there is no variation in income. You cannot say there is no variation in pocket money. Similarly, you cannot say I'll take decisions always at one shot. You will always be in confusion. You cannot say like my way of decision making is always perfect, because sometimes it goes right, it goes wrong also. Similarly, model VUCA works on the concept of volatility. In a sense, in a business perspective, if I wanted to say, I can say it like there are huge amount of variations which are just going on in and out of entire business world. Similarly, uncertainty is one where situation which may or may not arise. Okay, just a moment. I'll just check because the screen is not changed. It's static, I guess. Just a moment. Okay, can you see now? Okay, sorry for it. So this is considered to be a screen which talks about VUCA model. Most of you have guessed it in different ways, but the meaning is volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. I'll just go back. Volatility is one. From the business perspective, we can say huge amount of variations with reference to sales, customer, and even now job opportunities. Second one, uncertainty, where most of the people talks about situation which may or may not arise. Yes, exactly right. COVID-19 is also one of the uncertain situation. I'm trying to link here. So COVID-19 is also one of the uncertain situations which just pops up by the end of like December in the last, and thereby in the coming year, in the sense like for the year as well as in the coming year also, we may gonna have problems. Similarly, complexity, where we are not sure or we are not aware what exactly it is. We are too much in confusions. Ambiguity, again, we never get to know what is right and what is wrong. So with all this VUCA model, you have to explore something which is unexplored. That is what the main idea of this webinar. See here, I am not talking about, the effect of COVID-19, because you know better. Most of the TV channels gives you a huge amount of information on COVID-19 and its impact. But I'm trying to link this VUCA model, and I'm trying to say, because most of us are in a impression that once we complete our education or once we study in so-and-so course, everything goes well, everything will be stable. But it's quite difficult that whenever we get into any kind of a company, they're going to ask for changes. They're going to ask for, decision making, or they're going to ask you to take decisions at critical times. How exactly you have to be. So that is what is the concept which I'm trying to link here. Okay. So the topic as of now is effect of COVID-19 on Indian economy, where we will going to understand the both positive as well as negative impact with reference to COVID-19. So my introduction is already been done, so which I don't want to do it again, but I'm just a facilitator. I'm not considered to be an expert. I'm telling you now, because you never call yourself as an expert unless and until you know everything. I'm a learner, more of like a facilitator. Whatever the information which I know with reference to commerce, I'm trying to simplify it. And moreover, in my presentations, you will know, never gonna find theoretical aspects in terms of like passages or reframing or framing of sentences. No, it's more of like pictures, which gives you best information or easy way of understanding things. I hope like the another next 30 to 40 minutes, you will definitely be with me in terms of understanding few things, what exactly, impact of COVID-19 is on Indian economy. Okay. So we discuss both positive impacts as well as negative impact, but strictly we will gonna take only positive impacts, because whatever happened is happened. Out of that, whatever the situations which are critical in nature, so how these challenges can be converted into an opportunity, that is what we should understand. So that is the main aim of this webinar. Okay. Moving on. When you see Indian economic sector or Indian economy, it can be classified on the following basis. So on the basis of activity, we say it's a classification on the basis of primary sector, secondary sector, tertiary sector, quaternary sector, quinary sectors or quinary activities. On the basis of working condition, we say organized and unorganized. On the basis of assets ownership, we say public sector as well as private sector. Now, I'm going in depth with reference to all these points, and I want you to whether these activities are considered to be sectors have been positively impacted or negatively impacted. Is that fine with you? So once we talk with all the points, like once we started talking with all the important points, so at the end of it, I'll be asking you whether these sectors been affected by COVID-19 positively or negatively. So you have to just drop a message saying like yes or no. So once I arise with any kind of a question, okay. So there are two sectors basically. Almost all the countries are, I can say like every country are having two sectors which are considered to be prominently very important to run. That can be classified as primary sectors as well as secondary sectors. If you just see the picture on the right side, primary sector is one which is basically the raw material productions. In the sense, I can say the naturally available sources are considered to be the prime motive or prime area for primary sector. So I have mentioned there agriculture, mining, fishing, forestry, dairy. So these are considered to be of basic raw materials. This is a primary sector which produces naturally available sources, which we call as raw materials in accounting term. Now, my question to all of you is, just because of COVID-19, do you think agriculture got affected? Is agriculture got affected? Okay, Heyman says yes, Charan says no. Yeah, most of you might be thinking like yes, but it is wrong. Agriculture not affected for the first time. Agriculture was growing at a maximum speed. So when we talk about like GDP, we combine three sectors here: agriculture, industry, as well as service sector. From the decades, we started saying service sector is the prime contributor for the purpose of GDP. But you believe it or not, the agriculture sector was on active role, even though industries were shut down to a maximum extent, even though service sector was not there for 6 to 7 months, but agriculture is running. So what I mean to say, COVID-19 is one where it has given enough amount of options for those people who used to work in cities. They went back to their villages, they implemented technology in agriculture, and they started developing very good crops. See, getting price for crop is considered to be different scenario, different situation. But does the COVID-19 has a positive impact on agriculture? Yes, because most of them went back to their villages and they are starting their own venture there. Most of my friends also, they have gone back and they are just starting with agreements with different companies in order to fix a price for their products. I mean, so many things are going on with reference to agriculture because whenever we see things which are just getting changed, so we must have to appreciate it. And agriculture should be and must be the backbone of India at any point of time. When we see China, we say industries are backbone. But when we say India should be boomed by agriculture, because India should be a country which should feed each and every country in the world. So that is what our ambition is. So similarly, it should happen, and more amount of opportunities need to be created. Now, the second question which I wanted to raise here is, so what about dairy products like Amul, Bamul, and Nandini? Do you think like these industries were affected or not? No? 50-50, okay. Actually speaking, these industries got affected at a major cost, I can say. Most of you might be thinking like, no, I'll tell you why. The consumption pattern with reference to home remains constant or bit increased. In the sense, while we consume like coffee or tea, we consume dairy products. Dairy products were at a normal stage because it is normal in each and every household we consume and they have the normal demand. But after March, because of COVID-19, after March, there were no marriages which consist of 2,000 or 3,000 members coming together and blessing the couple or whatever. And there are no big occasions. There are no hotels. There are no restaurants. Yes, exactly. So if there are no hotels and restaurants, do you think whatever the milk products or whatever they have manufactured, do you think everything can be sold to household only? No, not at all possible. So if we just understand the situation of KMF or any other milk dairy institution, you will get to know that they are converting the milk, whatever they collect in terms of powders, and they are keeping it, and the stock is piling. So the industry with reference to dairy is affected to a larger extent. That is why most of them have demanded that hotels, restaurants must have to open. So if it is open, then people will come. If people are coming, then automatically there will be a demand for products. Getting my point? See, understanding economics is quite easy. Only thing is you have to get a proper example in order to understand, so that you will get to know what exactly economics are. Okay. Then, so we call them as red collar workers because most of the time agriculture happens outdoor. It will never gonna happen indoor. Okay. And if we just see the impact is quite good on few sectors. Example like agriculture, mining was not up to the mark. Fishing was as usual, it was just going on. Forestry again is considered to be an impactful factor because most of the industries were shut down. When it is shut down, automatically you cannot have any kind of a table or I can say a kind of manufacturing where we use forest products as a raw material. Similarly, dairy products we have already discussed. Yes, ice cream production almost stopped. Yes, exactly. So it has an impact. It has an impact, but few industries got a very good impact. Few industries got a negative impact. Now we'll move on to the second one. So secondary sector, we call it as core sector, and we also call it as industrial sector because secondary sector uses resources of primary sector. So understand the point. Secondary sector uses the resources of primary sector because whenever we talk about cost sheet, we say raw materials, work in progress, finished goods, correct? So raw materials are in primary goods. So industries takes those raw materials, they convert that into finished goods. Okay. So naturally speaking, they are the main industrial hub which we have. Example, we have coal industries, crude oil, natural gas, refineries that we talk about different types of oil that we use for the purpose of consumption and also for the purpose of transportation, steel industry, cement industry, fertilizer, electricity. Now my question to all of you, do you think industries got a positive impact or a negative impact? So I want you to answer. All the industries, any industry for that matter. Negative impact, yes. Okay, Heyman says positive impact. Let's see. See, as were shut down. Exactly. So most of you are saying negative. Exactly, very good. Why it is negative? It is just because we were shut down from almost March 23. So even if you think yes, some positive or some negative. So if you just check the statistics, the positive industries are there. I'll tell you, there are few positive industries. I'll tell you, yes, fertilizer is one. So which are growing at a very good pace. But most of the industries out of 100, 95 industries were suffering. Only 5 industries were open. So I'll tell you what and all those industries are again at the end. So industries were having huge amount of impact because of COVID-19. Now we have, an index called Index of Industrial Production, which talks about the average of all 8 industries and their production, whether it is growing or not. So sadly speaking, we never had such kind of an impact with reference to industry where it is growing at double digits. Positive like electricity, yes, very good. So we never saw any kind of a trend where industries are growing at double digits. So that's why parallelly, India should also move its stand, shifting from the service industry to agriculture industry also. Sorry, industry also. Why? Because agriculture at any cost definitely will grow. Because most of us got to know that yes, there must be an importance that should be given for agriculture. Instead of giving too much of importance to service sector now, so we should also concentrate on developing our industries. So establishing industries so that people will also get an employment opportunity and we also get a raw material within our country. Next, and we call these workers as blue collar workers because they work in so and so industries which just convert the raw materials into finished goods. If we just see the impact now, so the impact for primary sector is somewhat like okay, because most of it said 50-50, yeah. But when it comes to secondary sector, the impact is huge, where we witnessed, like the indicators in negative for secondary sectors just because we were locked down. Even most of the industries tried their best in terms of like doing lots and lots of sanitization. Then also nothing was happened. Everything was locked over a period of time. So till here, are we clear? Any doubt with reference to primary as well as secondary sector? If you have, you can post it. Just try to, note down. At the end, I'll going to, give a solution for it. But if you have any doubt at any point of time, please do drop in so that the other panelists will note down the doubts and at the end, we'll try to clear it off. So primary industry, secondary industry, hope you got it. So the third part is tertiary industry. Tertiary industry, we call it as like, an add-on feature or value added pack for primary sector as well as secondary sector, because it is more of like services. Okay. Now I'll gonna mention few. So you have to tell me whether do we have a positive impact or negative impact. Okay. First one, transportation, bank insurance. Yes. Transportation. So what do you think? Transportation, do you think like transportation has a positive impact because of COVID-19 or negative impact? Transportation is huge, very negative. Why it is negative? Because transportation doesn't means only BMTC or KSRTC. It means moving people from one destination to another destination too. So during this time, most of the cities were blocked. They were not at all allowing any people to go from one place to another place. Believe it or not, transportation is one of the biggest industry which creates a huge amount of employment opportunity and also huge livelihood for so many people. So yes, travel companies were in huge loss. So if you just check Yatra and what is that? Make My Trip and all, because when you call the customer care people are getting the calls and picking the calls at their home, and they were saying, because one of the call was made by me, and they told me that they were not paying the salary but they have to work. In the sense, the entire industry was in loss because nobody was moving anywhere. Yes, air transport affected. Yes, very good. So all the transportation sector or components were hugely affected. But when it comes to trade, the two with reference to, I can say, provisions, railways are also affected. But when it comes to provisions, or when it comes to D-Mart, when it comes to Reliance Mart, when it comes to Big Bazaar, you tell me, do you think COVID-19 has a positive impact on it or negative impact on it? I'm talking about trade, in trade specifically provisions. Yeah. But why it is positive? Because it's more of like necessity now. So good trucks were moving in positive. Okay, goods truck. Okay, yeah. So goods truck might be moving, but here again the point is goods truck with reference to provisions might be moving. They were allowing with green passes, but nobody else. So basic needs to be needed. Yes, obviously. So here the point is, those industries which are concentrating on provisions, they were running their business, and most of us, you believe it or not, most of us bought extra goods to our home, thinking like If there is a lockdown again, everything will be closed. Even though those shops are open, we purchased more and more. And if you want to see, you have to just see the balance sheet of Dmart company. You will get to know there is a profit to an extent of 30 to 40%, which is greater than the normal days, just because of this COVID-19. Okay. So we call them as white collar workers because they provide services and they are considered to be somewhat like having a position. And goods will be transported by using trucks and trains. Banking, insurance, finance, all these sectors will comes into picture. And the important one is BPO. So those people who are working in BPOs, now there is a paradigm shift with reference to working in office to work from home. So we never thought that work from home will be the next agenda. Because of this COVID-19, somewhat I can say we had an impact or we doesn't had any kind of an impact. We are not sure. Or we can say, yes, we had an impact and also we doesn't had any kind of an impact. It's more of like on 50-50 proportion. But the trend which is changed as of now is work from home. There is no more of work in office because even government also just 2 or 3 days back agreed to all the companies to continue employees in work from home. So that means there is a paradigm shift happened because of this COVID-19. Okay. Next, we have one set of people who always work for the society and we call them as pink collar workers, specifically women who works in and out, not only at home, even outside also. Here, the special mention should be given for nurse and those people who are working as frontline workers, BPMP or whoever. They are doing a great service because that job is required as of now, and they were almost working for 19 to 20 hours a day. So there is a huge demand for pink collar workers now because they know better how to take care. So if there are pink collar workers, we have to give our tribute. So we have to give our best regards for their best service. Moving on, there are a few industries which we call sunrise industries and sunset industries. So sunrise and sunset everyone knows, but what is that which I mentioned on the right side? So if you see, I've mentioned Byju's Unacademy. Down the line, there is one more image where people are moving along with the luggage. So what exactly it says? What is sunrise and what is sunset? Very good. Chitrashri, online classes, that is sunrise. You never thought that classes will be online. But now even this webinar also happening through online. Use of technology, very good, Vinay. So people are using technology. People are using technology to give a good shape or a migrated shape, which they used to do traditionally. Means to say, traditional businesses which are just doing a business of buying and selling are adapting themselves to technology, and now they are technical or tech savvy business oriented. In the sense they adopted technology to a larger extent. Now they are growing also to a larger extent. Similarly, sunset is one where most of you mentioned people are migrating. Those people we call it as unorganized sectors. Example, when you visit roadside shops, example like mobile canteens or considered to be like chat shops or whatever, those people are completely dependent on society, in the sense people like us. If we go and consume, then only they're going to get their business, they're going to get their daily wages. Yes, exactly. Unskilled laborers, very good. So all those people who have been impacted so badly that they were not having any kind of business for past 6 months. So almost all the mobile canteens, if you just go in and around of Bangalore or your area, most of the unorganized business are already been closed. So they were already vacated from their place of living to the place of origin. In the sense, if they are from Gulbarga or if they are from any other place, they already migrated to that place. So yeah, see, actually speaking, it's not about like education, it's more of like necessity. So whenever we do any kind of a business, especially for business oriented people, always the incoming is customers. If customers are not there, automatically business will not run. Okay, So this is all about like sunrise and sunset, where in case of sunrise have given Byju's and Unacademy. Those companies are minting money. They are just having a huge amount of share of money just because of this COVID-19. Next. So you have something called quaternary activities. We call it as knowledge sector. Now, the question for all of you is, how many hours do you gonna use? I'm talking about internet now. How many hours you will use social networks or social network platforms? How many hours you're gonna use it in a day? 1.5. That's very less. Okay, Charan, 4 hours, 5 hours, more than 5 hours. Okay. As per the report, on an average, individuals spend around 4 hours. On an average, individuals spend around 4 hours. Now, the point here which I wanted to mention is there is a quaternary activities which is just going on, which we call as knowledge sector, where most of us are spending our time by using internet on various things, which can be like, social platforms, or sometimes like research, or to know more about things, or whatever we call. Believe it or not, we are spending our time by using internet on various platforms and making money to others. Now the question to all of you is like, why do we have to make videos? Why do we have to, create various types of pages? It's not because like, only we have a passion, not only popularity, but also there is a way to make money. So there is a way to get chances. But here, what happens, out of 100, 1 or 2 will gonna get chance. Remaining 98 will spend their time. In terms of giving a good amount of money to social platforms. Correct? So when we talk about like, apps, so always we spend huge amount of time for it. So just we wanted to enjoy, whatever the platforms which we get. But instead of that, if you could have shared this time with family, or shared this time with something called our own strengths, our own development of weaknesses, we would have the point for you to discuss and the point for you to think. The last one is culinary activities, gold collar profession. This is one where government comes into picture. Now here, earlier you might be thinking like, oh yeah, private company bosses will take decision, public company bosses will take decision. But right now, from March 23rd, it's considered to be a government who took a decision. Even till today, government is taking number of decisions. They are establishing standard operating procedures from time to time. Why? They wanted to, take the entire good care of the people, or considered to be of society. So it's more of like, culinary decisions now, where gold collar profession comes into picture, and they are active because of COVID-19. So most of the time we say no, like government is not active. Now because of COVID-19, all the government officials are very active and they're working very hard. So COVID-19, you believe it or not, made so many changes which are on positive side and also on negative side. One important thing where everyone must have to understand that even during my childhood days, so I used to save money in a box. We like normally we say women will save their money in kitchen in boxes. So that money they used to use when there is an uncertainty, when there is a emergency situation. But most of the time, like recent times, I can say most of us are not having a habit of savings. So during this lockdown time, most of the people were in trouble just because they were not having a good amount of savings habit. So I know, like, most of you might be like lecturers, along with that students also. If there is a case, please make sure that you are going to have a very good savings habit. That habit will be very helpful in case of emergencies, because this COVID-19 might be a good, situation which we have faced now. In future, you might gonna get number of situations, because I told you initially, we are operating under the model called VUCA, where U stands for uncertainty. in future also, you might gonna get any kind of a situation. For every situations, you should be ready. So for that purpose, savings habit is one of the important thing. Now, so the entire Indian economy, whatever we have discussed till now, so is with reference to this chart. So activity nature, we have understood on the basis of working condition, organized and unorganized. Unorganized means a set of rules and regulations. Unorganized means there will be of no rules and regulations. People will work. So you already know about it. Apart from that, public sector, private sector, it is self-explanatory, which I'm not going to discuss more on that. So moving on. First, we're going to discuss negative because I told you at the end you have to carry only positive. So we're going to discuss some negative impacts what will happen with reference to COVID-19. So have mentioned a few there. So from the left, we're going to start. The huge impact is on hotel and restaurants, food industry. But here again, if I mention like food industry, I should not have to forget Swiggy and Zomato, because those two industries are in positive impact. But the normal hotels are considered to be restaurants that we have seen in our cities are considered to be like places. They have been shut down to a larger extent, even after making so many repetitions of like requests for government never allowed. Right now they were allowed, and even though people are so scary that they were not in a position to go to hotel and they were going to eat. So it's like complete shutdown. Even cinemas or whatever you call, everything is business. So all these businesses were shut down to a larger extent. Stock market. So most of us might not be in stock market, but if you are in stock market, you will get to know stock market was plunged to a larger extent. So we lost almost like actually speaking, I can say 3 to 3,500 points. So we were almost reaching from 41,000 to 37,000 points. So stock market were in negative trend just because most of us started using our savings. So when savings are over, when we don't have an income, people will be in trouble. When people are in trouble, they don't have money to spend. When they don't have money to spend, manufacturing sector, whatever they have manufactured, nobody else will be there to purchase. Thereby, there will be a huge crisis or huge financial distress happening at country. So because of the situation which may gonna happen in future, so stock market trading was somewhat like going down. And second biggest reason is vaccine for COVID-19, which up to the time, whatever we had till now, so we were not having that much of a very good source saying like, yes, we're going to get a vaccine. Right now, we are having a hope that we're going to get it. Till today, it is considered to be a situation where we are not sure what will going to happen. Right? So MSME sector, micro, small and medium enterprises, again, a huge impact on these industries. Most of the industries were not having, money to pay their salaries. So if you just see the interviews which just goes on in different YouTube channels, you will get to know during these festival times, normally these industries will pay bonus. But right now, the employees were requesting or the employer were arranged only for salary instead of bonus. In the sense, industries were shut down. How they're going to get a money? How they're going to give the salary? Again, it's considered to be a question. No job, no money, now what? Exactly. So when you don't have a job, you will not have source of money unless and until you have other sources. Right? So if there are no other sources, if there is no money of job, automatically you will not spend more. That leads to adverse, it affects the entire economy to a larger extent. No job, no businesses, obviously will create a huge amount of impact. And the bills, here bill means I'm talking about the important sector called banking, where most of us will going to take loan and we have to pay loan on monthly basis, because most of us will go for housing loan or consider to be like any kind of a consumer loan. So when we go for that, we must have to pay a monthly installment. When we don't have a business or when we don't have a job opportunity, how we will going to have money in order to make a payment to these things, correct? So if that is the case, which industry will get affected? Bank. That's why most of us already know that in TV and all, so they have given, in newspapers and all, they have given an important concept called moratorium. So they extended the loan period, they extended the EMI period. All these facilities were provided. Believe me, we never thought that all these things will going to happen, and I never heard of moratorium earlier before. So only because of this COVID-19, new things came into picture, and thereby we started learning something new. Okay, then ultimately, yes. So most of us are spending our time online rather than offline. Zoom, we never thought that Zoom will be one of our platforms to exchange ideas. We never thought Google Meet is one of the platforms to exchange our ideas, but right now, today, these applications are working more than any other. Everything is going online, everything is digitalized. That's considered to be like one of the upliftment which is just happening. Okay, one of you mentioned education sector, and we are still is suffering, especially private institution. Yes, exactly. See, most of the time, like educational sector, yes, most of the time it happens that, especially with reference to guest faculties, so they will not be given any kind of a salary unless and until the college starts. So most of the institutions are giving their best in terms of arranging money for them, but it's quite difficult to survive. So even the other institutions and higher authorities must have to understand this. Correct. So let's move on to the positive impact. So agriculture and pharmaceutical industry, these two industries are growing at a maximum speed. But again, if I say agriculture, it is growing now. And I mean that those people who went back to their towns must have to stay there and improvise it. Because, like in case of agriculture sector, normally what happens, those people who lost a job in case of city, they'll go back, they'll work there, again, they'll come back. If there is a case, nothing will happen. So those people who got educated, who know about technology, must have to implement technology, because ultimately agriculture is the only one sector which will gonna keep our hand, which will gonna make our business to run. So most of us have to do it. Then food industries, yes, they are doing well. Online business, everything is online now. Education sector, specifically with reference to online classes, Byju's, Unacademy, they are growing well. And the huge impact is considered to be of environment, where the emission level got reduced, and the law has been changed that each and every decision whatever we take with reference to industry must have to get an approval from environment, and you must give proper preference for environmental accounting too. So that is again considered to be one more concept which is arise now. And 3 companies which I mentioned here got huge amount of responses over a period of time, apart from Byju's and Academy. One is Zomato and Swiggy, where we have ordered number of food items from these apps, and also DMart, where 30 to 40% increase in profits just because of COVID-19. And the more specifically, we call it as Reliance. Believe me, when Reliance Jio got introduced, in order to introduce that Jio, so Mukesh Ambani took a loan of 1.5 lakh crores. Today the company is no debt company, in the sense they have paid all the money, whatever they have taken from so-and-so banks, just because they are converting that debt company into an equity company, an ownership where most of the ownership is from financial institutions of esteemed in different parts of the world. What I'm trying to say, they provided an opportunity to all of us to purchase or to take the SIM at free of cost. But we thought it's free, but we never thought about a word called cost. They clearly mentioned free of cost, in the sense it is free, but later definitely it will be a cost. Right now, all of us are paying for 3 months around 500 to 600 rupees. So 30 to 35 crores total number of subscribers. So 35 crores into, if you just check, 300 to 500 rupees. So it's a huge sum of money. Jio will never be in loss again. Why? Because they have used a very good strategy of penetration. So they penetrated, they infused the same, they asked everyone to purchase because we are giving it at free of cost. We purchased it, and now we are about to use. Earlier, you believe it or not, we used to spend only 5 to 10 minutes of time online just because 1 GB of data will get over in a month. Now we are spending 4 to 5 hours of our time because the availability of data is considered to be 1.5 GB. You only have to understand whether it's a positive impact or negative impact on individual. So ultimately, everyone are operating in an environment which consists of VUCA. Everywhere it is volatile, everything is uncertain. Everywhere it is more of like complex in nature, where it's quite difficult to understand, and more often we are in an ambiguity in nature. Why? Because whenever we take decisions, we are not sure whether it is right or it is considered to be wrong. So we are not sure with it. And in this, you have to check your SWOT. SWOT here refers to your strengths you have to check, your weaknesses you have to improve, your opportunities you have to identify, your challenges you have to convert. So here I'm not going to give emphasis more on strengths, weakness, and your opportunities. I'm going to give more preferences on your challenges. So whether it is individual or it is company, for everyone, the model is same, and that model is called VUCA. So now the question for all of you. Can I convert this challenge to opportunity? So how many of us are ready to forget whatever happened just because of COVID-19 and take the opportunity and convert that into one of the best business model? Yeah. See, the thing is, I'm not asking you like, yes, you should be ready. You have to get into business right now. At least if you have this in your mind that, yes, I must be ready for whatever the challenges which will going to happen in future, and I must be ready to take this opportunity, then definitely you will going to shine. So opportunities are like this. So the first opportunity is vocal for local. Now, whether it is a government program or whatever may be, from the day one, we are having the same agenda that manufacture in India, use it in India, so that everyone will be, benefited. See, when it comes to country, we always have to come together for the purpose of development of a country. So I'm not talking about or I'm not against about any kind of a brand, but the thing is, when it comes to country, we must have to give our full support to country. So vocal for local is one of the good strategy, which gives you a best available opportunities, and even government is also giving loan opportunities if you have any kind of a idea. Yes, exactly, basic products. Good. Then you should develop a habit of savings. Now at least you should have to develop a habit of savings and investment. This is one of the I can say the best philosophy which used to be maintained, or which used to be frequently taken by so many people who can be called as our ancestors and all. So they used to save huge sum of money, but right now we are just converting ourselves into consumption oriented rather than savings oriented. So consume maximum products by spending money, but the thing is, parallelly or proportionally, we must have to also save money. That is one more thing. And the third strategy which I wanted to post here is improvise, adapt, and overcome. So this is again the famous strategy which just moves on everywhere. So whenever there is a challenge, we must have to improvise it and convert that challenge into opportunity. So when we convert that challenge into opportunity, obviously we will gonna adapt it. So when you adapt, automatically whatever the weakness which you thought earlier will just go off. In the sense, you might be thinking no, it's not possible. I cannot establish any kind of an industry. But believe me, there are chances that most of us might be thinking we are not sure what type of business we wanted to get into. But one day there will be a plan where that plan will succeed and you will be a big businessman. That is what happened with reference to Oyo Rooms. If most of you know Oyo Rooms, he is considered to be a person who never had any kind of an idea, who thought just renting rooms, that's all. But right now he is considered to be a billionaire with reference to hotel industry, Oyo Rooms. So now why I'm telling you, it is just because most of us are having opportunity. If there are opportunities, use it. If there are challenges, convert this. If you convert it, then definitely you will gonna succeed in life. Yes, exactly, online businesses. So finally, after this PPT or in future also or in any time also, you must be positive. If you stay positive, things will definitely work out very well for you. Okay, so with this note, so I must have to thank all of you for your wonderful patience hearing on concepts with reference to COVID-19 and its impact on Indian economy. Believe me, I'm not touching any kind of an aspect with reference to economics, specifically economics. I'm concentrating on simple things so that we people will understand whether are we really affected or not. Second point, what type of challenges that we have in right in front of us, and how do we need to improvise it? How do we need to convert the challenges into opportunity? That is the second point. Third point is how positive we are. So whether are we be in a position to convert our weaknesses into strengths. So are we be in a position to maintain a good amount of positive mode always? That's again another part. So with this, I would like to thank New Expert First Grade College for a wonderful opportunity to share my thoughts, viewpoints on this concept. More often, again and again, I'm telling you, I'm just a learner as well as a facilitator to give or disseminate whatever the information which I know. Always welcome all of you to educate me to get more amount of information on any concept. Okay, so let's open the forum for questions now. So I have a question now, sir. When India will come to normal routine after COVID-19? COVID-19 is not over still. So when it is over, we will get to know. But the thing is, India is not off the track. India is on the track only. India is on the track where everything is moving well. But the thing is, because of an uncertain situations, we are just way ahead with reference to main road. That's all. We'll just come back to main road and definitely we will gonna succeed. Okay. So if you have any questions or any doubts, you can just post it. So we'll try to solve. Or if I'm not been a position to get it, definitely I'll take the help of experts and I'll get back to you. No problem in that. How the lockdown period will affect on red collar workers. Okay, so when it comes to industries, we call them as red collar workers, right? When industries got closed, those people were not being given any kind of a salary. They were laid off almost. So and most of the companies, what they did is they just took out the employees without giving a proper notice also. So that is the way they have been affected. How this COVID-19 affects the banking industry? Yes, banking industry specifically, banks are dependent on you, because for banks, loans are assets, deposits are liability. Loans are assets, deposits are liability. When a person comes and takes a loan, he will have a hope that I have a salary income. With that salary income, I'll make the payment of money on time. When a person loses his job, automatically he will not make the payment of EMI. If it doesn't make the payment of EMI, obviously it will be turned into NPA, non-performing asset for banking industry. So banks were doing best, but the thing is, the situation has made tremendous changes in them. Sir, how would be the reconstruction of our economy in future is possible? See, any economy for that matter, it will reconstruct itself. Now, the question to you is, I'm just asking a question to all of you is, whenever there is a scratch on your body, do you think like it will sustain for a longer period of time? Do you think like body will not work on it? Your body, naturally, it will clean. You believe it or not, whenever there is a scratch, your body will only clean it over a period of time. Similarly, take India or consider the Indian economy as a body. Now there is a scratch. Yes, exactly. Nothing like that. It will be cured. Yeah. So whenever there is a scratch, automatically India will reconstruct. But the reconstruction will take certain amount of time. That's all. And we never know when and what, because it's purely uncertain situation. Now we have a challenge. We'll face it. That's all. Whether it's a positive impact or negative impact. Yeah. See, I'm not against any kind of an app, but let me tell you, if the apps are having a good policy, what exactly policy? I'll tell you this. In case of China, specifically China, the government decision is that whenever a company establishes any kind of a business with other countries, the data must be stored in servers which are in China, not in India. So if that is the case, what happens? Whatever the data that we share with any kind of a Chinese apps, it goes to server, and the data will be stored in the server which belongs to China. It will never be stored in India. And these apps were boycotted by giving a reason that data breach. That's all, nothing else. We never, I mean, the government never mentioned saying like we people are using China and we wanted to boycott China. No, they gave the reason. Only reason is data sharing. So because of data sharing, so we are blocking it. So that's what I mean. It's actually a positive move. Why I'm telling you it's a positive? Because in India there are so many students who are very well with reference to programming. Now it's an opportunity for all of us to develop our own apps, and we can also get into business. In the context with agriculture, has it not affected pricing of the crops? Yes, pricing of the crops were affected to a maximum extent. Almost all the agriculture products, so they were hit by various types of price sensitives. Sometimes prices used to be like very high because we used to purchase more. Sometimes prices used to be very low. I mean, it's always considered to be like demand and supply condition. What are the new areas or sectors that digital economy will flourish in the post COVID-19 era? The education, the first important area where it will flourish to a larger extent. Then almost all the kirana shops, in the sense almost all the shops definitely will get into digital business. Now most of you are using QR code in order to make the payment. This QR code will be there with all now. Most of us will going to use this, and this is again a second sector. And the third sector is business data analytics. We use more amount of data analytics for the purpose of identifying trends now. So that's again one more trend which will going to happen. As of now, country is suffering from unemployment problem and value product becoming high in market. What are your suggestions for this problem? Okay. See, when countries are suffering from unemployment problems, it is the responsibility not only of government but also private and public institutions to create platforms to identify new business opportunities. See, most of us have the assumption that once we clear BCom, once we clear MCom, government will give the job. This is one of the bad assumption. See, almost all the financial institutions, any sector or any role must have to create an employment opportunity. Believe it or not, so it is a situation where we must have to understand individually that we must have to explore our strengths. After going with strengths, we have to identify what is a suitable job. A job can never be only like IAS or KS officer. Job can be anything. Only thing is you must have to have a proper meet with reference to whatever you're expected and whatever the skills which you got. That is why India now starting with something called skill-based education. Because when there is a skill, there will be a business opportunity in future. How many years we want to improve our GDP? See, actually GDP cannot be improved just like that. So it takes lots and lots of time. So if we have to get back to the track, at least I think by the end of next year, I guess we might gonna get a very good trend with reference to GDP. How the pandemic coronavirus may impact the agriculture sector and farmers' income. See, it is not affected to the largest extent. So it is affected, yes, I agree, but not affected to the largest extent, but just because if you just see in cities, most of them are having direct contact with farmers now. Because farmers earlier used to go to so and so place where an intermediary used to be there. They used to dump the products there, and that intermediary used to take those and supply it in city. Now almost all the cities, they were having an establishment with reference to farmers, and they are having contract with farmers, and they are directly selling. In the sense, coronavirus or any other situation for that matter, creating an opportunity to flourish something new in case of agriculture sector. So always we must have to see the positive side rather than a negative side. Okay, so in case if you have any other, can natural products be utilized in this pandemic situation? Oh, okay, natural products, I'm not sure what type of natural product you are asking, but I'm not a doctor anyways to check vaccine whether it is useful or not, but somehow I can say be fit, that's more than enough, and be careful. Okay, investment on gold, it will reduce after co-vaccine is reduced. See, investment on gold, you can do it, but the thing is, gold is, as of now, is at a higher trend. Yesterday, there was a reduction to an extent of 1,000 to 1,500 with reference to gold, just because of election results with reference to USA. Similarly, when it comes to gold, don't make investment on gold ornaments because it's definitely waste only. Ornaments, it's waste. So 24 karat or ETFs, exchange traded funds or gold sovereign bonds, you can use it. That will be a good investment opportunity. PM providing Swarna Abhidya bond to gold investors from it. How it's affect our company? Okay. See, actually it's a gold sovereign bond scheme, I guess. Swarna Abhiyana bond. Okay. See here, you are not investing your money on 22 karat. So most of us were having wrong assumption. We are investing our money on 24 karat. So when you are investing on 24 karat, you have an option either to purchase gold coins, gold bars, gold bullions, or you can keep that money, you will get interest too. How people will take challenges and convert into opportunities. How far it will be practical when people lose their job. Okay, fine. See, when it comes to challenges, it is more of like your will to convert that into opportunity. See, if specifically, if I take my example for that matter, so coming here and teaching is considered to be like difficult, but I took this as an opportunity in order to come over here and teach. So on the way, I learned so many things. And during the session, I'm going to learn so many things. By coming here, I'm going to learn so many things. It's more of like your willpower to convert that challenge into opportunity. So when you lose a job, it doesn't mean that the life is end. It's more of like that. So it's more of like, again, going for something new, something extra. So always you have to explore. How can we improve our education sector in future? See, the education, whatever we have till now is traditional in nature. Only thing is, we have to get into something called case studies. Case studies is one of the important factor in each and every studies. Why? Because case studies gives you practical knowledge and also it shows what are the different opportunities which are available and how can we encash it. So case studies will be the next generation, in the sense, next idea. Affiliate business earning in online has benefited some people in this COVID situation. So can we focus on online earning to take away the burden of our parents? Oh yes, why not? You can use it. Online earning, you can use it, but the thing is, you should be very careful. You should know what to check, what not to check, because there are so many online scams which will gonna happen. Because whenever there is a good opportunity, always there will be a bad things. Correct? So always you have to think that yes, you have to make a very good strategy in terms of making things somewhat like easy for you. Okay, so red collar, blue collar, I have already told you, industry as well as agriculture. So those two sectors are having people who work there and they'll be called as red collar and blue collar. Which field is best to invest idle savings by the public during the COVID-19? Okay. When it comes to investment, we are not saying like, this is an ideal form of an investment, but savings can never be an ideal form of an investment, which you do in SB account. So you have to invest either in like mutual funds or stock market or exchange traded funds. Real estate, again, it is considered like big money. Apart from that, so government schemes, treasury bonds, I can say certificates which were hosted by government. So all this can be used for the purpose of best investment measure. An economic forum in India will be restarted or not? Yes, it will start. It will start. Tourism, will tourism affect from COVID? Yes, tourism is largely affected, now we are again just opening up each and every area for the purpose of visit. Current position of money market. The current position of money market as of now is growing because, even the government is also floating bonds for the purpose of collection of money. And even the other market setups are also growing. Stock market is also growing from 7 to 8 days, which is at a good trend. Okay, so if there are any other questions, please do let me know. Okay, I guess I'm done. So answered to the maximum possible extent. So if there are any queries for that matter, please do post so that I'll try to rectify it, or else we'll just farewell for the day, and thanking all of you for your wonderful patience hearing. Thank you, and thanks to New Expert College for a wonderful opportunity. Okay, I have one question. I'll just answer this. America is a developed country, but it is affected badly to COVID. Why? Okay. In India also, demonetization was done in 2016, but implementation was wrong. So where most of the people were not in a position to take care of themselves. Similarly, America is a very developed country, very advanced country, but they neglected COVID like anything. They thought COVID is just like any other flu. That's all. So thereby they have suffered and they are having a huge amount of problems now. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation to you, sir, for giving valuable insights and excellent coverage on impact of COVID-19 on Indian economy. I'm sure your address will help a lot in understanding and will go a long way. We are all inspired by your great words. We thank you for being with us and give your precious time, sir. A leader is one who lights the path to the impossible and takes those who follow to great heights. It is an injustice to proceed to the event without calling upon our wings of light, upon pillars of strength, and our constant source of motivation. We cordially invite our principal, Dr. D.R. Ravikumar, Principal, New Expert First Grade College, to give the presidential address. I would welcome Principal, sir. Over to Principal, sir.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಭಾರತದ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಥಿಕತೆಯ ಮೇಲೆ COVID-19 ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಪರಿಣಾಮ ಬೀರಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಾಮಿನಾಥನ್ ಅವರು ಹೇಳಿರುವಂತ ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ಬಹಳ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಯಾವುದೇ ಬಂದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಚಾಲೆಂಜ್ ಆಗಿ ತಗೊಂಡು ಅದನ್ನ ಎದುರಿಸಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅವರ ವಿಚಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ನನಗೆ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಸಿಕ್ತು. ಇವತ್ತು ನ್ಯೂ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಗ್ರೇಡ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಇಂದ ಈ ರೀತಿಯ ಒಂದು ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಸೆಮಿನಾರ್ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಹಮ್ಮಿಕೊಂಡು ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಮಾಹಿತಿಯನ್ನು ಒದಗಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಆಡಳಿತ ಮಂಡಳಿ ಹಮ್ಮಿಕೊಂಡಿದೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲ ಫ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಟಿಗಳು, ಮುಖ್ಯಸ್ಥಂತ ನಮ್ಮ ಚಂದ್ರಶೇಖರ್ ಅವರು, ನಮ್ಮ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸರ್ ಸುನಿಲ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಅವರ ಏನು ತಂಡ ಇದೆ, ಅವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಸುಮಾರು ಒಂದು ವಾರದಿಂದ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಚಾಲನೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಇವತ್ತು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನ ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾಗಿ ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಾಮಿನಾಥ್ ಅವರನ್ನ ಆ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ನನಗೆ ಅರಿವಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಇವತ್ತು ಏನು COVID-19 ಒಂದು ಭಾರತದ ಆರ್ಥಿಕತೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಪರಿಣಾಮ ಬೀರಿದೆ ಎಂಬುದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಚಾಲೆಂಜ್ ಆಗಿ ತಗೋಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ವಿಚಾರವನ್ನ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಂದಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಪರಿಣಾಮವನ್ನ ಬೀರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು ವ್ಯವಹಾರದವ್ರಿಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇದೊಂದು ಅನುಕೂಲ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಅದನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಈ ಕೈಗಾರಿಕಾ ಪ್ರಥಮ ಮತ್ತು ದ್ವಿತೀಯ ಕೈಗಾರಿಕೆಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ GDP ಪರಿಣಾಮ ಬೀರೋದಾಗಿದೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಪರಿಸರದ ಮೇಲೆ ಪರಿಣಾಮ ಬೀರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ನಿರುದ್ಯೋಗದ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಪರಿಣಾಮ ಬೀರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ನಷ್ಟವಂತೂ ದೇಶದ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ನಷ್ಟತೆಗೆ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಪರಿಣಾಮಕಾರಿಯಾಗಿ ಅದು ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಈ ಎಲ್ಲದರ ನಡುವೆನೂ ಕೂಡ COVID-19 ಇದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಚಾಲೆಂಜ್ ಆಗಿ ಅದನ್ನು ತಗೋಬೇಕು ಆಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯನ್ನು ಎದುರಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಎಂಬುದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಾಮಿನಾಥ್ ಅವರು ಹೇಳಿರುವಂತಹ ವಿಚಾರಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಅಡಕವಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಇವತ್ತು COVID-19 ಇದೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಾವು ಕುಳಿತುಕೊಂಡ್ರಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ಚಾಲನೆ ತಗೋಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗೆ ಬಂದು ಸ್ವಾಮಿನಾಥನ್ ಅವರು ಈ COVID-19 ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಭಾರತದ ಆರ್ಥಿಕತೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಪರಿಣಾಮ ಬೀರುತ್ತದೆ ಎಂಬುದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅನೇಕ ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ನ್ಯೂ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಆಡಳಿತ ಮಂಡಳಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಫ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಟೀಸು ಏನು ಈ ಒಂದು COVID-19 ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಪರಿಣಾಮವನ್ನ ಬೀರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಎಂಬುದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅನೇಕ ಮಾಹಿತಿಗಳನ್ನ ನಮ್ಮ HOD ಚಂದ್ರಶೇಖರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ನಮ್ಮ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸರ್ ಸುನೀಲ್ ರವರಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೂಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನ ಏನು ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ COVID-19 ಆನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಎಕನಾಮಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡು ಇವತ್ತು ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿದಂಥವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ತುಂಬಾ ಪ್ರಮುಖವಂತ ಮಾಹಿತಿಗಳನ್ನ ನೀಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಪರವಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತಾ ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ವಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
I would like to thank Dr. D.R. Ravi Kumar sir, Principal New Expert First Grade College, for rendering the presidential address. Thank you, sir, for your thought-provoking address, sir. As we come to the end of our one-day national webinar, I request Mr. Revanna to propose the vote of thanks. Over to Revanna, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Revanna TS, Assistant Professor, NEFGC Ramanagar. I would like to thank Dr. Mahesh, President, Professional Education Trust. My sincere thanks to Dr. Ravi Kumar, Principal, NEFGC Ramanagar. I'd like to thank Mr. Kiran Kumar, Vice Principal, NEFGC Ramanagar. I would like to thank Mr. Swaminathan for spending valuable time with us. I'd like to thank Mr. Chandrasekhar, HOD, Department of Commerce, NEFGC. I'd like to thank Mr. Sunil Kumar CV, Webinar Convener, Assistant Professor, NEFGC Ramanagar. I would like to thank Mr. Shivakumar Swami, M, Assistant Professor, Department of Kannada. Thank you so much, sir, for providing great assistance during the session. I would like to thank teaching and non-teaching staff, organization committee, technical committee of our college. Last but not least, I would like to thank all the students and participants, your patience and cooperation. Thank you, one and all. So if you have any doubts or whatever it may be, so please provide it in chat box. Thank you, one and all. So please fill the feedback form. Thank you, one and all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for your humble words. So Swaminathan sir has explained very well about how COVID-19 is impact on Indian economy. Sir has explained based on all the three sectors of economy. So I thought all of you know very well how this situation will be impacting from the past 8 months. Okay, the end of a story is the new beginning for many others. On these notes, let's conclude a remarkable, memorable, knowledgeable webinar. I show my heartfelt gratitude to the resource person, faculty member for their wholehearted support rendered in the success. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful and a fun-filled day ahead. Thank you, everyone. We will send the feedback form in the chat box. Please fill it. You will get an e-certificate after submitting the feedback form. We will send the feedback form in the YouTube as well as in the Zoom chat box. Please fill it. After submitting, you will get an e-certificate. Thank you, everyone.